just shut up, swipe your credit card, consume content, and move on to the next product. That is the way that Hollywood execs think, that video game industry execs think, and they don't understand that they need to show us a shred of respect for us to actually support them. And now a Doctor Who star is firing back at fan backlash over the show's political direction. Now, modern Doctor Who has like 5 fans, so it really sucks for them that they've divided the small audience they still have, but they have faced backlash for years at this point with the direction that Doctor Who's been taken in, and the stars of the latest season really have no respect for their audiences because they just want people to, again, shut up and consume product. It says as Doctor Who continues along its new era under returning showrunner Russell T Davies, key cast members are pushing back hard against long-running fan backlash and criticism that the show has embraced ideological messaging at the cost of its storytelling. It's not even a question that that has happened anymore. If you look at older Doctor Who versus new Doctor Who, there's a stark difference. I think the last episode of Doctor Who I absolutely fell in love with was in Matt Smith's run when it was the Van Gogh episode. I love that. That is one of my favorite episodes of television of all time. Unfortunately, though, with the new cast and the new writers and this ideological direction they've gone in, it's very clear that we're never going to get that Doctor Who back again. It says in a new interview with The Standard, actress Millie Gibson, who plays the new companion, Ruby Sunday, directly addressed backlash surrounding the show's perceived political slant. It sucks when actors and actresses and producers and directors never try to understand where we're coming from. They never stop and think to themselves, maybe because there's so many people saying this, it actually is true. No, they live in an echo chamber. There's a lot of toxic positivity within Hollywood, and I would just say entertainment in general, because it definitely is happening in the video game industry, and they just don't care about learning from their mistakes. The show is so pure and beautiful and is literally about two best friends traveling the universe, so just watch it and get over it, someone. She dismissed concerns that Doctor Who has shifted tone or content to appease political trends, arguing that this type of storytelling has always been part of the show. Of course, there are plenty of people who completely disagree with that, and it just really proves that these people are not really trying to get the point of our arguments. It says comments followed similar remarks from Davies himself, who recently brushed off online criticism during a BBC Radio 2 special titled Doctor Who 20 Secrets from 20 Years. Someone always brings up matters of diversity, and there are online warriors accusing us of diversity and wokeness and involving messages and issues, and I have no time for this. I don't have a second to bear because what you might call diversity, I just call an open door. It's not diversity that is the problem. If diversity is done naturally and the best person for the job simply gets the job, that's cool. The problem is forced diversity. When you specifically go in with a checklist that you have to tick off, or else you don't get the funding, or else you don't get another season. So you bend the knee to these corporations' diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. It says, though, the show's defenders see these statements as a rallying cry for a modern, inclusive version of Doctor Who, and while they can try to capture this modern audience's attention, clearly it's not working for them because episodes featuring over-the-top villains like Maestro and awkward musical interludes have received mixed reviews, while online buzz about the show's direction continues to trend more negative than positive, and even the viewership has not been what it used to be. While the cast and crew remain defensive of Doctor Who's current direction, the numbers tell a different story, one that even the TARDIS can't escape. Since Davies resumed control of the franchise, which, by the way, we all thought was going to be a good move, and that, oh my gosh, this is actually going to help the show, and it didn't, and it launched on Disney Plus co-produced reboot. Doctor Who has suffered its lowest ratings in the show's 60-year history. Episodes in the latest season have consistently underperformed, with viewership falling well below historic averages, a stark contrast to the show's heyday under Davies' original run with David Tennant. So it is what it is. I think that we've all accepted that Doctor Who is dead. Maybe one day they can turn it around if 95% of the people get fired and they bring in actual fans and people who care about this franchise, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon, and it is unfortunate, but it's obvious, right, that the show has gone in a heavy direction politically. And when you have an actress saying just shut up and consume product, it's not going to sit well with people. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.